Hello everyone, this is me Arijit with a new video, and in this video I'm going to talk about how you can do object detection in your Raspberry Pi, in any Raspberry Pi, either is 0, 3 or 4, using Google Vision API. So let's get started. Okay guys, so as I have said, we are going to use Google Vision API for this object detection, and we are going to use Python to write the codes. Okay, so the first thing is we have to get into our Pi, and for that I am going to use putty, but obviously you can use whatever, like you can use HDMI connection or I don't know, BNC or anything you want, but you have to just get into your Pi. Now after getting into your Pi, let me go to the folder I have just created for this purpose. Okay, so now I am inside the folder where we are going to write the codes. Now before we will write the code, the first thing we need to do is, as we are going to use Google Vision API, we need to create some credentials. Okay, now to do so, you just go to Google and you search Google Cloud Console. Okay, so after you search Google Cloud Console, you just click on the first link. Okay, and after that obviously you have to create a Google account for this, and also you have to enable billing. Okay, so except that it will not work, but again, like if you are using for a small project or something like that, you don't need to pay anything. Like as you can see here, my billing is still 0, so you don't need to pay anything. But for like if you want to use it for commercial purposes or for like a big project, something like that, in that case you have to pay something. We will talk about that later. Okay, but you need to enable billing, so you have to give your credit card details, and after that only your project will be enabled and you will be able to use the APIs. So after creating a project, okay, so whenever you will, for the first time you will open Google Console, it will like say you to create a new project and something like that. So in my case, I am already inside one of my project. Okay, and I am just not going to create another project for this video. So you just go to your you click here, and from there you just go to API and services. So from there you just go to the library, and here you search Vision, and within very few seconds you are going to get Google Vision API. Now you go inside that, and there you can enable the API. So in my case the API is already enabled, but in your case you are going to get a enable button here, so you just click on that and it will be enabled. Okay, so after enabling the API, you just go to API and services, and from there credentials. So after going to credentials, here you have to create the credentials, so you click on create credentials. From their service account, and now you need to give it a name. So this is the only thing you need to do. So give it a name Pi, then you click here create, and you don't need to give any other thing here. Okay, so all these things are optional, so you just need to give it a name, and after that this service account will be created. Now you click on the newly created service account. Okay, and from there you go to keys, and here you click on add key and create new key, and then it will give you, just select JSON here, and it is going to give you a JSON file. Okay, so you just need this file to enable the API in your code. Okay, so now we are done with this part. Now let's talk about the pricing. So for 0 to 1000 images is totally free. That means in Google API, what happens, you send an image to Google for, let's say, object detection, and then Google will say you like this image consists of these images. Okay, now this is for a single image. In this way you can send 1000 images, up to 1000 images for free. But after that you need to pay this amount of money. Okay, you can see the pricing, but like for a small project or like for a small prototype, I think 1000 images per month, it's totally fine. Okay, and this 1000 images per month, not for like lifetime. So per month you have 1000 images for free, and after that you need to pay this amount of money. Okay, so we are done with this part. Now we have to go inside our Pi and write some code. Before that, let's look at the code. Okay, so as you can see, this is the code, and to run this code you need to install one library, which is Google Cloud Vision. So to install Google Cloud Vision, you can run this code pip3 install Google Cloud Vision. So you will get this code in my GitHub repository. Okay, you don't need to install pandas anyway. So okay, previously the code was a little bit different, but you don't need to install that. So you just only need to install Google Cloud Vision. So you go there in your Raspberry Pi console and you write pip3 install Google Cloud Vision. So in my case I have already installed that, but in your case it will take some time to install it. Okay, and within few seconds it will be done. Now here I have written pip3 because we are using Python 3, so you need to write the same. Now after that, here we are importing some libraries. Then here, as you can see, OS environment, and here as you can see, Google application credentials. So it is the part where we have to give our JSON file. So in my case, it is written glass.json, but we have to update that with the part of our JSON file we have just downloaded. So we'll do that in Py later, but for now, let's see the code. So it is the function. So in this function, we are going to pass our object, and it's going to like print like what are the objects are there in the image. So what's happening here is we are just importing the Google Vision library, and we are reading the file, like we are reading the content, we are sending that to Google API, and then we are using this object localization method, and like we are getting the objects, and finally we are just writing a loop to print out the objects and their confidences. So you can just read the code and you will understand it easily. And also what you can do, you can like read the Google official documents on Vision API for a very clear understanding, or to modify the code and to change it. Okay. And also one thing we are doing it here is we are also using a command line argument. So basically using this, we are going to take the image as input, and then we'll just pass it. So I'll show you how to run this code. Now you will get this code in my GitHub repository. So you just copy this code, and you just go to your Py, and you just create a file called so you just create called nano, let's say object detection.py. So name of the file, and there you write down the code. Okay. And then and the thing is, we need to change the we need to set the like path of our JSON file. So let's say I will give my JSON file a name called object let's say object detection.json. Maybe I'll give it a name like that. So here I am writing object detection.json, and I will save the JSON file in the same folder of this code. So I am not going to give any path address. Okay. So after that, we need to copy the JSON file here also. So in your case, what you can do, you can simply open the JSON file, and from there you can copy the code and you can just paste it here. But as it's a credential file, I am going to use FileZilla so that I will not have to open it in this video. Okay, so in your case, you can simply just copy it there. Okay, so as you can see, here is my JSON file. So I'm just going to copy it in this folder. So now if I just go to Py, you will see this file is in my folder. Now let me change the name using md command. So it's this name, and I am just going to rename it as object detection.json, as I have given the name in my code. So now we have all these files. Okay, and I have two images already downloaded in my Py, a.jpg and cat.bird.jpg. So if you see a.jpg is just an image of a bird I have downloaded from Google. Yeah, here you go. And then we have cat.bird.jpg, which is just a bird and a cat. So for multiple object detection, I am just using this image. Okay. Now let's see. So we have to run our file using Python 3 and object detection.py, and then in the command line argument we have to give the name of the image. So in my case, let's say a.jpg. So okay, so here, okay, as you can see, number of objects found 1, bird, confidence 0.9358, and this is, so it says that it has found a bird in this image, and this is the confidence. Now let's just pass the second image with the cat and the like bird, and let's see if Google can it can find these two objects. Okay, so it's processing, and yes, it has found two objects: bird confidence 0.94, cat confidence 0.85. Yes. Okay, so in this way we can we can just pass the image to Google, and Google will give us all the objects. So as you can see in the code, in the objects, it is going to get all the list, like all those objects, and from there we are using a list, like we are using a loop to so that we can print all the name of the objects and their confidences. But you can use this object in different way, like maybe you want to use the name in some different purpose, so you can modify this code. Okay, so in the object you will get everything, so from there you use a loop, and then you modify your code according to your needs, and you can do that. Okay, and you can check your usage from this API dashboard. Okay, so if you just go to the dashboard of your API, in that case, you will be able to see like your usage, so for how many times you have used the API and like that. Okay, so as you can see, Cloud Vision API, I have used 9 requests. Okay, so still now it's 9. So when it will be more than 1,000, then only I have to pay, not before that. Okay, so I think this is all about this video, guys. So again, to like recap, we need to go to Google and create account. We need to download that JSON file after creating the credentials. We need to transfer that JSON file to Pi. We need to transfer our Python file to our Pi, and then we simply need to pass the image as command line argument in my code. But again, you can just change the code, and you can directly pass the path in your Python code also without using any command line argument. That's up to you. Okay, so in this way you can use this code, and I hope you have liked this video. So in that case, hit the like button, and we are going to create some more videos on this object detection or Raspberry Pi. Okay, maybe also we can write some code from scratch also. So for that, please subscribe my channel so that you will get the future updates. So that's it, guys. See you in the next video.